The Saab JAS 39 Griffin is a light multi-role fighter airplane fabricated by the Swedish aviation and safeguard organization Saab AB. The Griffin has a delta wing and canard setup with loosened up dependability plan and fly-by-wire flight controls. Later airplanes are completely NATO interoperable. Starting around 2020, in excess of 271 Griffins, all things considered, A to F, have been constructed. In 1979, the Swedish government started advancement rigs up for an airplane fit for warrior, assault and surveillance missions to supplant the Saab 35 Draken and 37 Viggen in the Swedish Air Force. Another plan from Saab was chosen and created as the JAS 39. The Griffin is a multi-role fighter aircraft intended as a lightweight and agile aerial platform with advanced, highly adaptable avionics. It has canard control surfaces that contribute a positive lift force at all speeds, while the generous lift from the delta wing compensates for the rear stabilizer producing negative lift at high speeds, increasing induced drag. Being intentionally unstable and employing digital fly-by-wire flight controls to maintain stability removes many flight restrictions, improves maneuverability and reduces drag. The Griffin also has good short takeoff performance, being able to maintain a high sink rate and strengthened to withstand the stresses of short landings. A pair of air brakes are located on the sides of the rear fuselage. The canards also angle downwards to act as air brakes and decrease landing distance. It is capable of flying at a 70 to 80 degrees angle of attack. The Aero L-39 Albatros, after performing its maiden flight in 1968, became the first trainer aircraft in the world to be equipped with a turbofan power plant. The Aero L-39 Albatros is a high-performance jet trainer designed and produced in Czechoslovakia by Aero Vodochody. It is the most widely used jet trainer in the world, in addition to performing basic and advanced pilot training. It has also flown combat missions in a light attack role. Unusually, the aircraft never received a NATO reporting name. The L-39 Albatros was designed during the 1960s as a successor to the Aero L-29 Delphin, an early jet powered by principal training aircraft. The L-39 Albatros was designed to be a cost-effective jet-powered trainer aircraft, which is also capable of performing ground attack missions. For operational flexibility, simplicity, and affordability, the majority of onboard systems have been simplified to avoid incurring high levels of maintenance as well as to minimize damage caused by mishandling when flown by inexperienced aircrew. The F16 Fighting Falcon is a single-engine multi-role contender airplane initially created by General Dynamics for the United States Air Force. Planned as an air prevalence day contender, it developed into a fruitful all-climate multi-role airplane. A total number of 4,600 airplanes have been worked since creation was supported in 1976, albeit done being bought by the US Flying Corps. Further developed adaptations are being sent out to clients. In 1993, General Dynamics offered its plane fabricating business to the Lockheed Corporation, which turned out to be important for Lockheed Martin after a 1995 consolidation with Martin Marietta. This stupendous aircraft featured in its first official flight on the 20th of January 1974 That's 48 years ago unplanned, while it became official on 2nd of February 1974. The Fighting Falcon's key features include a frameless bubble canopy for good visibility, side-mounted control stick to ease control while maneuvering, and ejection seats reclined 30 degrees from vertical to reduce the effect of G-forces on the pilot, and the first use of a relaxed static stability / fly-by-wire flight control system that helps to make it an agile aircraft. The F16 has an internal M61 Vulcan cannon and 11 locations for mounting weapons and other mission equipment. The McDonnell Douglas F4 Phantom II is an American tandem two-seat twin-engine all-weather long-range supersonic jet interceptor and fighter bomber originally developed by McDonnell Aircraft for the United States Navy. Proving highly adaptable, it first entered service with the Navy in 1961 before it was adopted by the United States Marine Corps and the United States Air Force, and by the mid-1960s it had become a major part of their air arms. Phantom production ran from 1958 to 1981 with a total of 5,195 aircraft built, making it the most produced American supersonic military aircraft in history and cementing its position as an iconic combat aircraft of the Cold War. The F4 was used extensively during the Vietnam War. It served as the principal air superiority fighter for the US Air Force, Navy and Marine Corps and became important in the ground attack and aerial reconnaissance roles late in the war. During the Vietnam War, one US Air Force pilot, two weapon systems officers (WSOs), one US Navy pilot and one radar intercept officer (ROIO) became aces by achieving 5 aerial kills against enemy fighter aircraft. The F4 continued to form a major part of US military air power throughout the 1970s and 1980s, being gradually replaced by more modern aircraft such as the F-15 Eagle and F-16 Fighting Falcon in the US Air Force and Navy. The Lockheed Martin F-22 Raptor is an American single-seat twin-engine all-weather stealth tactical fighter aircraft developed for the United States Air Force. As a result of the United States Air Force Advanced Tactical Fighter program, the aircraft was designed as an air superiority fighter, but also has ground attack, electronic warfare and signals intelligence capabilities. The prime contractor Lockheed Martin built most of the F-22's airframe and weapons system and conducted final assembly, while Boeing provided the wings after fuselage, avionics, integration and training systems. The aircraft first flew in 1997 and was previously variously designated F-22 and F/A-22 before it formally entered service in December 2005 as the F-22A. Despite its protracted development and operational difficulties, United States Air Force considers the F-22 a critical component of its tactical air power. The Eurofighter Typhoon is a European multinational twin-engine Canal Delta-wing multi-role fighter. The Typhoon was designed originally as an air superiority fighter and is manufactured by a consortium of Airbus, BAE Systems and Leonardo that conducts the majority of the projects through a joint holding company, Eurofighter Jagdflugzeug GmbH. The NATO Eurofighter and Tornado Management Agency, representing the UK, Germany, Italy and Spain, manages the project and is the prime customer. The aircraft premiered in its first flight on 27th March 1994 when it was first produced and was officially introduced into action on 4th August 2003. The aircraft's development effectively began in 1983 with the Future European Fighter Aircraft Program, a multinational collaboration among the UK, Germany, France, Italy and Spain. The Typhoon is a highly agile aircraft both at supersonic and at low speeds, achieved through having an intentionally relaxed stability design. It has a quadruplex digital fly-by-wire control system, providing artificial stability as manual operation alone could not compensate for the inherent instability. The fly-by-wire system is described as carefree and prevents the pilot from exceeding the permitted maneuver envelope. The Lockheed Martin F-35 Lightning II is an American family of single-seat, single-engine, all-weather stealth multi-role combat aircraft that is intended to perform both air superiority and strike missions. It is also able to provide electronic warfare and intelligence, surveillance and reconnaissance capabilities. Lockheed Martin is the prime F-35 contractor, with principal partners Northrop Grumman and BAE Systems. The aircraft has three main variants: the conventional takeoff and landing (CTOL) F-35A, the short takeoff and vertical landing (STOVL) F-35B, and the carrier-based CV/CATOBARO F-35C. The military aircraft took its first flight on 15th December 2006, that's some 15 years ago, and this is specifically for the F-35A. Other variants may develop at different dates respectively. The aircraft descends from the Lockheed Martin S-35, which in 2001 beat the Boeing S-32 to win the Joint Strike Fighter JSF program. The F-35 emphasizes low observables, advanced avionics and sensor fusion that enable a high level of situational awareness and long-range lethality. The United States Air Force considers the aircraft its primary strike fighter for conducting suppression of enemy air defense missions owing to the advanced sensors and mission systems. The Sukhoi Su-27 of Russian origin, popularly known by NATO contrived name Flanker, is a Soviet-origin twin-engine super maneuver fighter aircraft designed by Sukhoi. It was intended as a direct competitor for the large United States fourth-generation fighters such as the Grumman F-14 Tomcat and McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle. With 3,530 km, that's 1,910 nmi range, heavy aircraft ordnance, sophisticated avionics and high maneuverability. The Su-27 was designed for air superiority missions, and subsequent variants are able to perform almost all aerial warfare operations. It was designed with the Mikoyan MiG-29 and its complements. The aircraft was first premiered on 20th of May 1977, about 47 years ago, and was officially introduced on the 22nd of June 1985, and the military war jet is still very much in use today. The Su-27's basic design is aerodynamically similar to the MiG-29, but it is substantially larger. The wing blends into the fuselage at the leading edge extensions and is essentially a cross between a swept wing and a cropped delta, that is the delta wing with tips cropped for missile arrays or ECM ports. The fighter is also an example of a tail delta wing configuration retaining conventional horizontal tail planes. The Lockheed F-117 Nighthawk is a retired American single-seat twin-engine stealth surface attack aircraft developed by Lockheed's Secretive Skunk Works division and operated by the United States Air Force. It was the first operational aircraft to be designed around stealth technology. This amazing military warjet took its first flight on the 18th of June 1981, about 41 years ago at Groom Lake, Nevada. The military jet was then officially introduced into action just 2 years later in October 1983. The war airplane was officially retired on the 27th of April 2008 and it was specifically for combat use. Currently, it is used as training aircraft as of 2022 by the United States Air Force. The F-117 Nighthawk are aerodynamically unstable in all three aircraft's principal axes and require constant flight corrections from a flight-by-wire (FBW) flight system to maintain controlled flight. It is shaped to deflect radar signals and is approximately the size of an F-16 Eagle aircraft. The Mikoyan MiG-29 of Russian origin and with a NATO-contrived name Fulcrum is a twin-engine fighter aircraft designed in the Soviet Union. Developed by the Mikoyan Design Bureau as an air superiority fighter during the 1970s, the MiG-29 along with the larger Sukhoi Su-27 was developed to counter new US fighters such as the McDonnell Douglas F-15 Eagle and the General Dynamics F-16 Fighting Falcon. The MiG-29 entered service with the Soviet Airforce'S in 1982. It premiered in its first flight on the 6th of October 1977, that's about 44 years ago, and it was first introduced into action in July 1982. The military warjet currently still serves as its important role in the Russian army. Its primary users are Russian Aerospace Forces, Indian Air Force, Uzbekistan Air and Air Defense Forces, and the Islamic Republic of Iran Air Force. The MiG-29 has hydraulic controls and an SAU 4513 axis autopilot, but unlike the Su-27, no fly-by-wire control system. Nonetheless, it is very agile with excellent instantaneous and sustained turn performance, high alpha capability and a general resistance to spins. For more content on new techs and inventions, please click on the subsequent videos on the screen and don't forget to subscribe to our channel. Thanks for watching.